A young family is at home on land and recounting their remarkable tale of adventure on the high seas. Bruce Frisco has the story of a true Captain Kidd.
This experience was not good.
Still shaken nearly a week after the fact, new dad Mason DeVoe is speaking of the experience, not the outcome. Her name is Miley, who burst into the world at 33 weeks in a somewhat inconvenient place.
Until the paramedics got there, it was really touch and go for me, and well, to tell you the truth, Lindsay done better than I did.
The couple, who live in Newfoundland, were on the ferry to Nova Scotia so Mason could help a friend with some roofing. Lindsay tagged along to keep him company. The trip was uneventful until the contractions started and became more frequent.
I say when labor started progressing and getting to the point where I knew that this baby is being born on this boat.
Concerned, they went to the first aid room and inquired whether there were any doctors or nurses on board. Two did present themselves, a cardiac travel nurse and a mental health and addiction specialist.
We had two nurses there, but the nurses were not specialized in this, nor did they maybe ever do this before. But thank God we had our friend Sherry there, and she helped us through every little bit of it.
As it came down, myself and the two nurses were with Lindsay as the baby was starting to crown. And of course, Mason, the father, was there as well.
The bridge was notified and the captain stepped on the gas, speeding towards Sydney. Paramedics were called and 4 were on standby at the terminal. When the docking ramp came down, there was no time to waste.
When we got there, we learned pretty quick that it was going to be a field delivery, and myself and a lot of medics had been on scene. I think at one point there may have been 7 of us involved.
Little Miley arrived about 2.5 minutes later.
The baby was born at 6:59 Nova Scotia time, but the ship runs on Newfoundland time, so she was actually born at 7:29 Newfoundland time. And she's a Newfoundlander, so we want to keep her that way, right?
Now, as they rest and recover at the Cape Breton Regional, Miley has a few milestones to hit before they can go home on the same ferry that brought them. Lindsay's great-great-grandfather was a former ferry captain on the famed SS Caribou. And while the sea connection runs deep, so too does the gratitude from the little family.
Thank you is not going to cut us. They saved us. They helped us with everything.
An experience not to be forgotten in a rather inconvenient place. Bruce Frisco, CTV News, Halifax.